Hello again, it is Partyfoot with another replay of Mechabellum. We're getting through a decent number of games actually today, which is nice. And let's see what we're going to pick up for this one. Starting out with Sledgehammer Fang, slow composition. Our opponent grabbing Tarantula Void Eye. Nice comp on their side too, so they'll probably go for maybe some chaff, but they could do something else. Tarantula's going to clear up these fangs probably pretty well. Tarantula's not that bad into Sledgehammer, especially if there's some Void Eyes in the back doing the actual damage. So, could be okay. With just some extra chaff clear. He does go for extra chaff clear in the form of Hounds, which do kind of contribute to that chaff roll as well, tanking up quite a few hits to destroy all 5 units in that pack. We go for a defensive stance. Again, taking the middle road, trying to get into maybe those longer range games and pick up 2 marksmen. It looks like the marksmen are going to go straight onto the tarantulas on both sides, but a level tarantula may not go down that easily. In fact, that is a sad amount of damage. It's going to take you quite some time to get through that. However, on the other side, it's gone a bit better. We take down the tarantula, not before it clears all of our fangs and most of our sledges, so this side is definitely struggling. These last two are holding on though, taking a lot of shots to take down these last remaining sledges, allowing the sniper to take down a few more targets. But we do lose round number 1, and we don't take down that tarantula and get that juicy experience, which is unfortunate. Next round, 2 crawlers is kind of interesting. I go for the arc lights. Arc lights just always quite nice to have. Sledgehammers do have decent chaff clear, but they can get a little bit behind on the race. So we're going to put a couple flanking arc lights out here, help take down these leveled crawlers, which our opponent has placed there, which is quite nice, mirroring. And he does go for the Void Eye energy absorption. I'm not sold on this yet. I haven't really tried it a lot, so maybe I should. I feel like it does make your other techs more expensive and maybe takes up a slot, so you can't get as aggressive with your Void Eyes. I've had a lot of success so far with DPS Void Eyes, but that could just be because I'm a noob and I fight, noobs. Stormcallers. Finally noticing how effective Stormcallers can be into these kind of slow-moving comps and thinking to myself, like, how do you beat Crawler Void Eye? Wow. Couple volleys from the Stormcallers are showing you why they can be quite effective against these larger targets and the slower moving, clumped up Void Eyes. These last few are pretty well distributed, so they're not going to be that vulnerable to splash, but marksmen with good range, able to just methodically work away at all of them, slowly taking them all down. The Void Eyes clear the final rocket launcher down here before going down. So we take out round 2. Training Specialist is kind of a cool ability, definitely. It uses, it's a very different game from Elite Spec. I think Training Specialist is fun though. Our opponent grabs the Incendiary Bomb. I did not pay attention to the fact that Incendiary Bomb was available and was like, oh, I'll just get Smart Marksman, sure. Sure, why not? I've got 2 of them, it's free. It's not too bad. Maybe I'll get a couple more and they can be my kind of anti-air and just kind of leave it at that, minimalist, but they'll level up and then be quite good. Did not think about this at all. Could have put down some shields. Our opponent has anti-missiles out now as well. And since it's very much a defensive game, this will be hard for us to get at. Their entire army will come into my army, and then when we win, or if we win, it'll be over here, and we'll never get far enough into their field to actually take these guys down. So, could be extremely good value out of those 2, actually, considering we just also go for 2 more sets of Stormcallers. Did I just see Rooster's mass Stormcaller build video? Yes, I did. Oh my, this is just. Oh, that's how is that allowed? I mean, after the war, That's going to be something that we talk about this battle. You know, like casual historians will remember this moment. Luckily, it's also clearing out a lot of his random stuff, which means that we'll take less damage here. This concave of Void Eyes, and these leveled up Void Eyes, doing a pretty good job of taking out our units. Still burning. Ugh, just barely survives to do some damage. Okay, back and forth, a couple slugs. Our opponent goes for the HP upgrade. Nice skip. So I've got a huge amount of money to deal with him this round. But these anti-missile systems both stayed up alongside this shield. And so that means he gets to use them again this round, which is really frustrating because it's quite good against these guys. Regardless of that, they still did do, it looks like, well, not these guys. They didn't do so well last round. Interesting that that be the case. It must be something related to this, the tankiness of this tarantula or something. Another saber. We do go for the launcher overload. I reckon we do have a lot of stormcallers already. We can overwhelm this missile defense if we just go for the rapid fire. I wanted a bit of a core here, so I've also been building up some chaff in the back. And we're kind of noticing that we don't have great chaff clear right now. Maybe a couple of arc lights in the middle would be quite nice. Sabers, you know, if they had been replaced with Tarantula, would probably be serving us a little bit better there. Sabers do form a bit of a tanky blob in front of our marksman though, so that could be good for us. We finally do take down this leveled Tarantula on this side, and get at these leveled Void Eyes, who are healing up a decent amount with their absorption, but not enough. And we don't, again, take down his missile defenses because his army comes forward to us, which is really unfortunate. It's getting a lot of value. Additional deployment slot. I literally didn't even think that hard at all. I mean, that's probably how I can improve in Mechabellum. You know, not make rash decisions. I love additional deployment slot, though. I think it's great. It's round 5. My opponent goes for it. I mean, it's already been a quite quick game. We're both already reasonably chunked by round 5. More chaff. Range on our stormcallers so that to counteract the loss of range that happened from launcher overload. Still no arc lights in the center. I mean, we do have the sledgehammers to do some clearing, but there's 4 packs of crawlers alongside all of these guys as well, charging in the middle, so they kind of need a bit of backup. Sabertooth, you know, obviously will one-shot anything they're shooting at, but the problem is they don't shoot very fast, so if they're on crawlers, it's not that great. Secondary armament maybe could help. Our opponent goes for that mechanical rage on the crawlers. So, actually investing into those crawlers, which is always cool. I possibly have even more crawlers than he does, putting even more delayed crawlers into the mix. I'm going to have to remember to try and shield his Firestorm when it comes back off cooldown, which will happen soon. Nice big spread of crawlers coming in. And you can see it gets all the way into our lines, so we're not doing a great job clearing the chaff. Two arc lights or something here in reflection would have been good. We're actually getting a decent amount of uptime, not facing the wrath of the Stormcallers just yet. Starting to get locked onto now though. Will it be able to clear enough? Sledgehammer's still in front, absorbing, that's pretty good. And there we see some of these Void Eyes tanking up with their energy absorption. So, not even a useless ability. Fire is raining back and forth as our opponent has of course picked up these Stormcallers on their side. Our Stormcallers are firing quite a bit faster thanks to our upgrades, which does mean that outnumbered they could potentially win. This time we do take down the anti-missile defense. We do take down the shield. And we fire it, yes, and we take down the next anti-missile defense as well. Thank you, Sniper, for clearing those out. Those already got way too much value. Marginal win here in round 5. That's good. We love it when the games at least get to round 6. Hopefully we can go a little bit further. Let's see how it goes. 2,300 is a pretty good amount of HP. So I was feeling hopeful that this would be a nice game to cast. We do have levels on these tanks, which might be okay to take. I also am like so tempted all the time to get Sabertooth levels, even though it is a more expensive level. They're probably not going to be that. Most of the time they're probably distracted by these crawlers. Let's see how they did last round. I mean, they always seem to outperform what you imagine they would, so that's nice. That little bit of splash maybe is just enough to make them not completely useless. Leveling up the snipers, who are continuing to benefit from smart marksmen. I mean, only level 3 by round 6. Doesn't really seem like that upgrade's giving much. I guess it only costs us 50 as the cost of not skipping. Our Stormcallers all have levels, but he's already intercepting quite a lot of missiles. If we level it up, we just kind of spend money on what's already being kind of obliterated by those anti-missiles, so figured we'd play it conservatively for now and invest in other stuff, keep the Stormcallers up. We put a couple shields down and we've got our own anti-missile now. Jealous of his success, literally, like he goes for some of his own. I think the problem with ours is that he is actually coming over to our side, so this might not be a protective enough position for these to survive. Bubbles initially absorbing a decent amount. He has got those Hound incendiary missiles. It's a scary, scary tech. Pack of sledgehammers in the middle is helping, clearing out that chaff. Still getting into those second line of chaff units. Okay, sledgehammers are now, Sabertooths are now leading the way, which is good. Marksmen following up. Looks like these Void Eyes particularly are doing a pretty good job of surviving and like actually tanking up quite well. Our missile turrets are under fire. Hopefully they can survive. Now it's Stormcaller versus Stormcaller with missile turrets on anti-missile on both sides. This one's going to go down, it looks like. This one's valiantly defending our Stormcallers though. Can we get through? Oh, we lose our last Stormcallers, maybe. Shoots down all the missiles. And we lose round number 6. Okay. I don't think I got as much value from those anti-missiles as he did. Wraiths now. Triple Wraith seems like a great option. He's got a lot of crawlers. We finally realized that we may have been lacking a little bit of clear in the middle here. There's also like no anti-air as well. I mean, is that literally the case? It's literally the case that there's no anti-air, so 3 Wraiths obviously is going to be strong in that case. Kind of distribute them through the middle. Hopefully they can counteract this investment of the crawlers. These crawlers are, in fact, dealing a little bit of damage, so they're like reaching our units before they die. Still. Fang Incendiary Bomb is always... it gives me anxiety. I don't know, really... I always feel like I probably overreact to it, or do I underreact to it? I mean, especially when we have lots of crawlers, it does suck to have them all just die to fire. Speaking of dying to fire... hey, we remembered. We remembered this time. We do have to loan for it, because, we didn't remember that well, but we remembered it, in the final moments. A moment of clarity. Our opponent grabs fortresses with the rocket punch upgrade to lead the charge into our units. We don't have great symbols. We have these marksmen who perfectly get shielded. Beautiful, thank you. Nice chaff, I reckon. Just patent-like chaff. Fortresses wading in. Fortresses don't shoot up either without their anti-air upgrades, so our Wraith are free farming. Don't have 8 gun or anything, but they are racking up damage. They can multi-target, so they're not bad against these hounds or these void eyes either. And actually not bad against these stormcallers either. Although these leveled stormcallers actually not that easy to take down. Can we take down any? His missile defense survives. But our opponent doesn't survive. So that's game. Oh, well, you know, cool longer range Stormcaller barrage game. Maybe inspired by Rooster's later. I didn't get nearly as many of his. He really got a lot. A much more competitive game. He's a much better player than I am. But still, fun unit. I kind of went off Stormcallers for a really long time. They were super strong when I started playing Mechabellum, like right at the start, I think. Well, at least it felt that way to me. Maybe I just didn't know how to deal with them, but it felt like they were super strong, and I was like, ugh. So scummy to even use them. And then I kind of didn't play that much, and suddenly no one was really using them that much. And now seeing a bit more action coming out. So that's kind of fun. Yeah. Marksman actually still not, well, they leveled by the end, I guess, but round 7. And that's all she wrote. Well, thank you very much for watching once again. This is Partyfoot. If you want to, leave a like or comment. Thank you for watching once again. We'll see you next time.